Commander, are you coming to check up on me? Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia. Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepherd. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. No. When I told her, she simply said, "A daughter must rebel against her mother, Liara. It is part of the natural order." But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology. I love my work. Seeking out history's lost secrets has a special appeal for me. On occasion, I have run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumbled across small bands of privateers. That probably does not seem very exciting to someone like you. I guess seeking out history's lost secrets holds a special appeal for me. I would give a century of my life to discover a beacon like the one you found on Eden Prime. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander. What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepherd. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse. Joking. Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened. I am sorry, Commander. I did not mean it like that. I am used to dealing with computers and data disks. I am not very good with people. I let my professional curiosity get the better of me. Please forgive me. Let us talk about something else. Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepherd. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung. That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. It has. I have been watching you and your crew. It has taught me a lot about your species. As I said, I was ignorant about your species, but I have been watching you and your crew. I feel as if I have learned a great deal. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one. Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. Unfortunately, that is how most of the galaxy sees you. I understand why they think that way, though I don't necessarily agree with them. No, but there are consequences. Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as a bully. You run over anyone who gets in your way. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepherd. There is a reason the Council chose you to become a spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. But you should. The Council made you a spectre because of what they saw in you. You are special, Commander. You represent the best of what humanity can offer. I looked into your history. I know what happened on Akuz. The fact that you survived shows a remarkable strength. I looked into your history. I know what you did during the Blitz. It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism. I looked into your history. I know what you did on Torfin. I cannot even imagine how horrible that must have been, but you did what had to be done. I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I am sorry. I know it was wrong, but after our last conversation, I was too embarrassed to approach you directly. I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you, to understand what made you into the woman you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepherd. I wanted to know more about you, to understand what made you into the man you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepherd. I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. My interest in you, however, is strictly professional. I want to make that clear. You intrigue me, Shepherd, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. Obsessed? All I did was look up some information from the extranet. I would hardly call that an obsession. I apologize if I offended you, Commander, but you had better get used to this kind of attention. You are the first human spectre. the most visible representative of your species. The eyes of the entire galaxy are watching you. Understood, Commander. I will keep our relationship strictly professional from now on. Your instincts were not completely wrong, Commander. I did feel some attraction to you, but I felt it would be inappropriate to act on it. It is obvious that you and Lieutenant Alenko already have some type of relationship. I would not want to come between you. It is obvious you and Williams already have some type of relationship. I would not want to come between you. I apologize, Commander. I should not have mentioned it. Please, let's talk about something else. I thought so. I should never have mentioned this. Please, Commander, let's talk about something else. Your instincts were not completely wrong, Commander. I did feel some attraction to you, but I was not sure if it would be appropriate to let it grow into something more. I wasn't sure if... Are you interested in me, Shepard? I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Lieutenant Alenko. We Asari are monogendered, Commander. Male and female do not have any real meaning for us. We do, however, have maternal instincts, so perhaps we would fill what you consider a female role. I apologize if I have made you uncomfortable, Commander. As I said, I wouldn't want to come between you and Lieutenant Alenko. Maybe it would be best if we spoke about something else. I'm sorry if this is awkward for you, Shepard. I am only trying to be honest. I feel as if we share some type of connection. Perhaps I was wrong, but none of this matters if you are already involved in a serious relationship with Lieutenant Alenko. I wasn't sure if... Are you interested in me, Shepard? I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams. Asari and humans are physiologically compatible in most ways, Commander. Of course, a relationship must involve more than mere physical contact. There must also be an emotional and spiritual connection. Is there something between us, Shepard? Or was I wrong? There must also be an emotional and spiritual connection between us. Our species may be different, but there are many things we could share. But as I mentioned before, I would not feel right intruding on your relationship with Chief Williams. Perhaps we should speak of something else, but none of this matters if you are already involved in a serious relationship with Chief Williams. My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too? I thought so. Still, I feel as if there is also some attraction between us, Shepard. I see. I apologize if I have made you uncomfortable, Commander. It will not happen again. Please, let us just talk about something else. I apologize, Commander. I did not mean to pry. I thought there was a mutual attraction between us. Obviously, I do not know as much about human relationships as I thought. I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense. You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous. That is not the most romantic reason, is it? You make it all sound so dangerous. I am not looking for a protector. This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. I need some time. Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now. I know, I'm sorry, but I did not think it would get so... Please, let's just talk about something else. This is very embarrassing for me, Commander. Please, let's talk about something else. You have been very understanding with me, Shepard. Very patient. I appreciate that. I know there are some strange beliefs about my people. I am familiar with the legend of Asari promiscuity. But those rumors have little basis in fact. When one of my people joins with an individual from another species, it is a very deep and spiritual exchange. We do not enter lightly into a union. A true union goes far beyond an ordinary melding. It is a connection that transcends the physical universe. Two become one. Thoughts and senses merge, identities intertwine. Memories and emotions weave themselves together, becoming entangled in a single, rapturous whole. It is unlike any other experience. In some cases, it can be a truly life-changing event. Some unions are a single encounter between two willing individuals, but there are cases where an Asari and her partner choose to remain together. When that happens, we do not focus on the inevitable loss. Instead, we enjoy the time we are given, and even after a partner has passed on, A part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space. No! Oh, no! I am not very good at this, am I? I'm sorry, Shepard. I am trying to explain why I have been so reserved. The union is more than just sex. It is the lifeblood of my species, the way we Asari evolve and grow as a society. That is why I have never... that is why we must choose our partners with great care. Virgin does not have the same connotation in my culture as yours. But it is true that I have never done this before. I am only 106, barely an adult by Asari standards, and I spend most of my time absorbed in my research. I never really thought about it. Not until I met you. You are very special to me, Shepard. But with all that's happened, Saren, the Geth, the Reapers, I do not know if we are ready for this. I'm glad you understand, Shepard. There is too much at stake. We need to put aside our personal feelings and focus on stopping Saren. Eager is not the same as ready, Shepard. There is too much at stake. We need to put aside our personal feelings and focus on stopping Saren. I wish it did not have to be that way. But we all have to make sacrifices. Let's talk about something else. Then let us talk about you. Are you okay? I wish there was something I could do to help you. You need to be at your best, Commander. The crew relies on you for leadership. It can be a heavy burden. You need to take care of yourself, Commander. The crew relies on you for leadership. It can be a heavy burden. You do not have to put on a brave face for me, Commander. This crew relies on you for leadership. It can be a heavy burden. I have no doubt about that. But can they carry the weight of an entire galaxy? If we don't stop Saren... No, never mind. I'm sorry, Commander. The last thing you need is someone constantly reminding you of how grim things are. Is there anything else you would rather talk about? Of course, Commander. Please, forget I even brought it up. Let's talk about something else. Of course, Shepard. What did you want to talk about? Fair enough. What did you want to talk about? We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people. Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender. Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. Now you see how rumors get started. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races. Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades. Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space. She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari. Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring. You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. I cannot answer that. This is all speculation on my part. It is possible she wanted to be part of my life, but something happened to her before she had the chance. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity. Benezia was swept up in events beyond her control and lost herself. She fell under the spell of indoctrination and became part of the very thing she wanted to stop. But I will remember and honor how she lived, not how she died. My mother was strong, kind, and beautiful. And now she is gone. You are kind to ask, Shepherd. I do miss her, and I grieve for what happened to her. But I will not let my grief interfere with what we are trying to accomplish. I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so. None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed. No, not the Benezia I knew. But I hadn't spoken with my mother in many years. She may have changed. Goodbye, Shepherd. Goodbye, Commander. The sheer size of this place is overwhelming. How could anyone live here? There are just so many people. Even in their ruins, the majesty of the Protheans is evident. Imagine what this place was like in its glory. I do not like this place. Too many dark secrets. I will be glad when we leave this frozen world behind us. The air here feels foul. Something about this world unsettles me. I never dreamed I would actually find Ilos. Cannot believe we are actually here. Saren must be stopped. We have to hurry. I am ready. Let us go. I am with you, Shepherd. Of course. Commander Shepherd, I hope you are not here to check up on me. I feel a bit embarrassed about what happened earlier. You reached out to me as a friend, and I thought it was something more. The mistake was mine, but I would still like to be friends. Can we just put this whole incident behind us? I suppose I thought our relationship was more than it was. I made a fool of myself in front of you and Alenko. I suppose I thought our relationship was more than it was. I made a fool of myself in front of you and Williams, but the mistake was mine. I would still like to be friends, and I would like to put the whole incident behind us. I would appreciate that. Is there something else you wanted to ask me? I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up, so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise. It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you. I do not begrudge you your suspicions. I just hope in time you will come to trust me. If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself. She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power. Maybe. She was a good person once, before she was twisted by Sovereign's power. Better to remember her as she used to be. She was gone long before she died on Noveria. Benezia was a good person once, before she fell under Sovereign's power. Part of me blames Saren for her death. Part of me wants to blame her. And part of me just misses her. That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. We have enough reason to stop Saren. I do not need to add revenge to the list. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepherd. I've been thinking about Saren. I actually feel a little sorry for him now. He is trapped inside his own mind. Part of him senses his identity slowly being swallowed up by Sovereign, but he is powerless to stop it. I know his reputation, but he was a spectre. I think he honestly believed everything he did was for the greater good. I wonder how he first fell into Sovereign's trap. Did he think he could somehow stop the Reapers from returning? Or was he simply driven by a lust for power and glory? Yes, I suppose you're right. He may be Sovereign's victim, but he is also a threat to all life as we know it. Yes, I suppose you're right. I should not waste sympathy on Saren, not when there are so many others who have suffered because of him. Let's not spend every free minute talking about Saren. It is bad enough we are chasing him across the galaxy. Commander! Shepherd, I cannot believe they did this to you. I am so sorry. It's not right. You did everything they asked and more. Nobody else could have done what you did. The Council owes you everything, everything. Instead, they strip you of your command and ground the Normandy. Perhaps we could appeal and get them to reverse their decision. So you're going to walk away? You will just give up and doom the entire galaxy to extinction? I am sorry, Commander. I was only trying to help. You'll think of something. You always do. Do not push me away. I am not the one who angers you. Besides, you will figure something out. You always do. I believe in you, Shepard. I am with you every step of the way. By the goddess. That was incredible, Shepard. Commander?
5 minutes ETA to the Mu relay.
I had better go. Duty calls. You would not want to keep Joker waiting. Shepard, whatever happens on Ilos, I just wanted to say thank you for everything. Shepard, may I speak with you? I have been thinking about you too, and what we are about to face. There is never a good time, but I need to say this. I do not know what is going to happen on Ilos. I hope we will stop Saren, of course, but part of me fears we are already too late. There is something I must tell you, in case we fail. Please, I am not looking for comfort. Saren might already have the conduit. It is time to be completely honest with each other. These could be our last moments together. Our last chance to show each other how we feel. I want this to be special. I would have come to you sooner, but I was afraid. A union with another species can be a life-altering event. I do not usually... I have never done this before, Shepard. Virgin does not have the same connotation in my culture as in yours. But it is true, I have never done this before. I am only 106, barely an adult by Asari standards, and I spend most of my time absorbed in my research. I never really thought about it. Not until I met you. I want to do this, Shepard. And this may be our last chance. I have never been more sure of anything in my life. Will you join with me, Shepard? Let our bodies and minds unite. I thought my people were supposed to be the cautious ones, Shepard. I want this to happen, and we may not have another chance. I see. You are right, of course. I apologize, Commander. I will leave you alone.
Commander, 5 minutes ETA to the Mu relay. Aye, aye, ma'am. Aye, aye, sir.
This will all be over soon, Shepard. One way or another. I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander. Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins. Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people. I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. Got him. Target down. Target eliminated. Yes. Kill confirmed. And stay down. Bullseye. Shepard! Shepard's hurt. My shields are down. I've lost shields. Shields disabled. Over there. Hostiles spotted. Now it gets fun. Let's take them out. Kill them all. Enemy sighted. Take cover. Enemy contact. Hostile contact. Finally, some action. Engaging target. Heads up. I sense trouble. Target acquired. Locked and loaded. Locked on. Target in sight. They're in my sights. I have a visual. Goodbye, friend. Target online. Target up. Clear to target. I have a shot. I don't have a lock. I can't lock on. Target not acquired. I can't see them. I don't have an angle. Not in my line of sight. I can't find a clear shot. I need a target. I've lost contact. Countermeasure deployed. Jammers online. Shutting them down. ECM is hot. Soft kill deployed. This should help. This will slow them down. Metagel deployed. You'll be fine now. Good as new. Powering up. Charging up! Bring it on. Now it gets fun. Now I'm ready. Heading to position. Moving out. On my way. I'm on my way. Redeploying. Cover me. En route. Understood. Securing point. Heading out. Destination blocked. I'm blocked. I can't get there. Something's in the way. I can't make it. The terrain is too rough. Impossible. I cannot. In position. I'm there. On site. Ready. Holding position. I'll remain here. Holding on your order. I'm ready. We're ready, Shepard. I feel better now. I'm ready to return. I'll be okay. Thank you. It's nothing serious. I thought I was in trouble for a moment. I owe you. Time for revenge. All clear. Perimeter secured. Perimeter clear. Clear. That's the last of them. Negative contacts, Shepard. I think we're done here. Area secured. It's over now. All targets eliminated.
Shields are down. We've lost shields. Hulls exposed. Shields are gone. Our shields are breached. We're hit. We're taking damage. Under fire. Taking hits. Hull compromised.